So this is the demonstration of our project. This is the main menu. We have 7 options. The 7th option would press exit and we would exit the application. First, if we select first option, show recent transaction, it says that no recent transactions found. Let's first begin by option 5 and then explore the sub options and then go on with the other options. So in option 5 we have sub options: show categories, add a category, and set budget. Show categories would show us the pre-built categories in the application, which are food, transport, entertainment, kids, gifts, and clothes. Initially their budget is 0. We go back to 5th option and we add a new category. We say movies as our new category and we enter a budget of 100 for this. If we go back to option 5 and see show categories, we see that movies has been added as a new category with a budget. Let us also set the budget for the remaining categories quickly. 5, 3, and here we have to select an option that for which category we are going to select budget. So for food, let's give 150. Again, for transport, let's give 200. For entertainment, let's give 100. For kids, let's give 70. For gifts, 50. And for clothes, 50. If now we click on option 5 and show categories, we see that each category has a budget allocated to it. If we click on option 6 and show overall spending, we see that the total budget is 720 and so far the total expense is 0. Similarly, if we go to option 6 and show spending by category, we see that budgets has been allocated to each category but expense in each category is 0. So now let us go and add a transaction, enter amount, let's say £10, debit. It gives us options to select which category. Let's say food, we have to enter one of the options, 1 to 7. If any other option is entered, it will throw us an error. So enter any note, we will say veggies, and 0 for non-recurring, 1 for recurring. That's it. If you want to see the recent transaction, we can just press 1 and we can see the recent transaction with ID, debit or credit, the amount, category, the time which has been captured, note which is optional, and then is recurring or not. Similarly, if we say we want to edit a transaction, we can just press option 3, enter the ID of the transaction. Since we have only one ID, let's have enter 1. Transaction found, please provide new details. So new details, the amount would be, let's say, not 10 but 15, and the transaction new type, let it be debit, and this is for this transaction, let us say instead of entering food, we can enter food again, note veggies plus groceries, confirm edit, yes, and this transaction is edited. If we click on show recent transactions, we see that the debit value has changed, the note value is changed as well. If we had entered a wrong category, we could have edited the category as well. ID remains same, it is unique for this transaction. We can change debit or credit, amount, the category, and the note, and is recurring or not. Let us add one more transaction. And for this, let the amount be 5, this be debit, this is for transport, and you say tube or 0. And if we see the recent transactions, we can see ID 2, which is the recent most transaction, and ID 1, the transaction previous to this. We have all the details here. And if we see, for example, if we add one more quickly, add a transaction, enter amount 50, let's say debit, and let's say entertainment. Let's say we go to arcade 0, and if we see the recent transactions, we can see the 3 most recent transactions at the top. We have seen show recent transaction, add a transaction, edit a transaction. Now let us see delete transaction and spending analysis. For that, yes, let us go and delete ID2. Enter your choice 4. Enter the ID2. Transaction deleted successfully. If we see the recent transactions, we can only see 3 and 1. If we see the spending analysis, we can see overall spending, which would be 65, 50 for the entertainment, 15 for the food, and this is our total budget. And if we see spending analysis, show spending by category, we see that expense is 15 for food with a budget 150, and so far no expense for transport, kids, clothes, gifts and movies, whereas we have for 50 expense for entertainment and 100 budget for entertainment. So this is spending analysis by categories. Apart from this, we have all covered all kinds of error handling. For example, if we click on add transaction, and if we say enter amount as 12, and then if we select, for example, 3, it's an invalid choice and it would ask us again. So instead, if we select debit, and if we select any other category, for example category number 8, which does not exist, invalid choice, so we have to enter it again, 3, and a note would be games 0. Yes, this is all our project, and if we click on 7, we would exit it. That's it. Thank you.